manaḥprakāśasaṃmohasvapnajāḍyavivarjitaḥ daśāṃ kāmapi saṃprāpto bhavedgalitamānasaḥ. An indescribable state is attained by the sage whose mind has melted away, its functions having ceased to operate, and who is free from delusion, dreaming, and dullness. Chinmaya's commentary is very appropriate for this verse, so we will take it up and then we will add to it further at the end. Quote, in the liberated one, his mind is completely dissolved. Not even sattva expresses through it. Rajas that creates delusion and dreams has departed. Tamas that veils the intellect from the perception of reality has been pulled down. The inertia veils the intellect and then the mind becomes agitated with its projections and imaginations. Here inertia is tamas, becoming agitated is rajas. Pure non-apprehension of the reality is created by tamas, and the misapprehension are produced by the rajas. When these two factors are controlled through sadhana, the sattva predominates in the mind and makes it more and more contemplative. In the zenith of meditation, when even the last trace of rajas and tamas are ended, then there the pure sattvic mind transcends itself and merges with the infinite consciousness. Maya is crossed here, avidya is ended. In pure wisdom revels the wise man. How can such a being be described by words, as he transcends the entire world of relative experiences, where alone is language vehemently potent and extremely efficient? At best, language stammers, pants, and becomes silent. Unquote. His functions ceases to operate. This line is already covered in the verse where we dealt with Jivan Mukta's ocean of world dried, his gaze is vacant, his senses inoperative, and actions purposeless. After describing the Jivan Mukta state through 19 verses, in contrast with a normal Jiva state, the last verse of this chapter had to end appropriately with the expression indescribable state. All that have been expressed so far in the previous 19 verses, they are all inadequate to express that state after the mind has melted away. Sri Ramakrishna tried to express that state after being in trance, samadhi, frequently to his nephew or other disciples. Every time he would try to express, he would fumble with the words and then he would get into silence. Upanishads and rare treatises like Ashtavakra Gita act as guideposts. They indicate to a sincere sadhaka about the ultimate state. It is for the sadhaka to take all these guidelines and descriptions and proceed in his intense nididhyasana to ultimately discover that state within himself. All the descriptions or lakshanas of a jnani described in all the verses so far prostrate and leave the jnani after realizing that they have failed to express the state of jnani. So, the delusion and dreaming qualities of rajas, dullness quality of tamas, all have, he is free from all these three: delusion, dreaming and dullness. Mind's functions have ceased to operate. His mind has melted away. If the mind is said to have been controlled, then it will bounce back. If the mind was described as silenced, then at some point of time the mind can expect or can recognize noises. But the mind, like the camphor or like the candle, once the camphor has melted, it cannot come back to its original form. Same in the case of candle. So here appropriately the sage says the mind has melted away. That means it can never ever come to its original state again. And the mind has melted away where its functions will be. And all functions having ended, where will delusion, dreaming and dullness will be? And after describing all these things, he ends saying that still I have given earlier 16 chapters and 19 verses in the 17th chapter. But I have to tell you the secret, reveal the secret to you, O Janaka, that still that state is indescribable. One has to get inward in his or her sadhana and come face to face with their real true self nature. And then only they will realize that possibly there is no expression or there is no word existing in any languages in the world, any language in the world, to appropriately describe that state. Not even Satyananda, not even Satchitananda, not even any of the descriptions of in any of the Upanishads. When this is realized that it cannot be described at all, then what sets in is Maha Maunam, great silence of the self. Hari Om Tat Sat.